where to live in Canyon Lake, Texas. Suzanne and I have got a big 4th of July weekend coming up, but of course, I guess by the time you see this, it'll all be over, so I hope you had a happy 4th. You know, it probably would make more sense to concentrate on stickier content.
What kind of content?
Sticky, you know, stuff that'll hold their attention and get them to spend longer periods of time on our channel.
Okay. What about that sticky content?
For instance, along with thousands of others, we plan on going to Canyon Lake. People do that all year long, not just on the 4th of July. Welcome to my channel, everyone. I'm Tony Freese, and I like to discuss living and playing in New Braunfels, Texas, and surrounding areas. Right now I'm at Landa Park, right in the center of New Braunfels. In a few days, if weather cooperates, this place is going to be packed with locals and visitors as the 4th of July fireworks spectacular returns to New Braunfels. Hope you didn't tune out. If you've still got that gum on your shoe, then kick back. Let's talk about Canyon Lake. Where exactly is it, Mr. Google Earth? Canyon Lake is a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers reservoir formed on the Guadalupe River in Comal County by Canyon Dam, which is located about 16 miles northwest of New Braunfels. Construction of the dam began in 1958 and was completed in 1964. The reservoir serves to provide flood control and water supply for the communities downstream from the dam. The lake, of course, has become one of the most popular water recreation destinations in Texas. We've modified the boundaries of the area around the lake to include where most of the home sales have been in the last 6 months. That's going to be Purgatory Road to the east, Highway 281 to the west, and various farm roads north and south. Backing up a bit, we can get an idea of how this place sits in relation to everything else. In this video, though, we're only going to tour neighborhoods right around the lake, although there's a bunch more of them, new and old. And by old, I'm talking mid-60s, nothing before the lake was created. But these neighborhoods, as you'll see, can be a bit unusual. You may have a 1,000-square-foot, 2-bedroom cottage from the 1960s in the same community as a 5-bedroom, $450,000 beauty built just 2 years ago. Or even a $1.5 million lakefront palace. Well, palace, okay, large luxury home. So with all that in mind, let's begin. All right, we're on the north side, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the one and only true supermarket in the whole area, Brookshire Brothers. All served with a smile. They're very friendly there. Plus, they've got an outdoor live music venue in the back, and Friday night is steak night. Our first stop is Clearwater Estates, and is across the street from Highway 306, though some of the properties are high enough in the hills that they do have lake views. The neighborhood opened in 1982 and continued to develop into 2021. These homes range from 1,760 to 3,400 square feet, but most are on the larger side with 4 to 5 bedrooms and sit on large lots. In the last 6 months, prices have ranged from $439,000 to $789,000. Most of the lawns are well maintained and have a sort of Texas ranch flair about them. Next up is Mount Lookout and Sunset Terrace, a smaller development of homes built between 1976 and 1986 with styles, character, and, well, condition all over the place. They range from 1,000 to 3,300 square feet, have 2 to 4 bedrooms, and sold recently for between $135,000 to $855,000. Heading south before our next neighborhood, we come to Overlook Park. It sits on a hilltop at the south end of Canyon Dam and is the location of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers headquarters. Here you can take a stroll along the dam, which is a very popular bit of exercise on a stretch of scenery a little less than a mile long. Or enjoy the shade of large trees and park benches to take in the beautiful view. If you really need to cool off, hike down to the beach. Just remember, you'll need to hike back up. Just next to that is the mile-long Canyon Lake Gorge, which is only accessible via guided tours. They last about 3 hours. Mother Nature exposed the whole thing after a superflood in 2002. There's fossils, dinosaur tracks, pools fed by springs, and waterfalls. Back to the neighborhoods. Here we come to Triple Peak Ranch, a small, hilly development started in 1979 and completed in 2001. The home prices range from $435,000 to the low millions, depending on lake view and lakefront locations. Most have 3 to 4 bedrooms and range from 1,900 to 4,600 square feet. Continuing on, we come to the large community of Canyon Lake Village West. It dates back to 1969 and has continued to develop over the years. Recent closed prices have ranged from $202,000 to $1.6 million. But current prices are approaching $1.8 million. You've got a wide variety of styles and features and square footage from 1,077 to 5,700 square feet on lots of different sizes. Next is the aptly named The Oaks. So thick were the trees I had trouble capturing homes and yards for this video. The neighborhood dates from 1971 all the way to 2016, with mostly mid-size homes that have sold recently from $204,000 to $625,000. You'll get 3 to 5 bedrooms and 1,200 to 3,300 square feet. In between the Oaks and our next neighborhood is the 18-hole Canyon Lake course at the Lakeside Golf Club, which opened in 1982. I know they've recently poured a bunch of money into this thing, so if you haven't been in a while, it might be time to revisit. Another perfectly named community is Woodlands, which was developed from 1983 to 2018. Lots of woods. You have a bit more variety here though, with square footage ranging from 1,000 to 3,000 and prices from $132,000 to $549,000, 2 to 4 bedrooms. This long stretch is known as Canyon Lake Forest and mostly features mid-size homes that are very reasonably priced. In the last 6 months, prices have ranged from $303,000 to $567,000, but are now approaching $600,000. The community was started back in 1966 and new homes are still being built. Sizes are all over the place, from 837 to 2,000 square feet, featuring 1 to 4 bedrooms. Next up is the lovely gated community of Ensenada Shores, which dates back to 2008 and features mostly large luxury homes that are competitively priced. Those prices range from $399,000 to $1.6 million, with square footage from 1,900 to 6,000, 2 to 6 bedrooms. And finally, the large, beautiful, and maybe a little quirky Canyon Lake Hills, which started in 1967 and continues with new home builds today. Talk about all over the map. Prices range from $240,000 to $1.6 million, square footage from 816 to 4,100, 2 to 5 bedrooms. There are many cottages with no or one-car garages, a lot of rental properties. But also a lot of beautiful stately residences. And the roads up and down all around. If nothing else, it makes for a very interesting afternoon drive. You know, all this touring has made me a little hungry, so I'm going to pull into this roadside grill I know about and share with you a little history of this area. It's actually very interesting. Man, it's hot. I got a little bit of a history lesson for you, but first, let me invite you to subscribe to my channel. And or if you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it lets the YouTube lords know that this kind of content is helpful for people that are searching for it. Thanks. In the early 1850s, small towns began to grow up around a couple of settlers who established themselves along this part of the Guadalupe River. Landowner John Hancock and cotton mill operator James Crane. These towns, Hancock and Crane's Mill, were named after their founders, obviously. Over time, other small towns sprouted up and things grew at a fairly steady pace. But by the 1920s, boll weevils had moved in and decided they needed a piece of the action, thus destroying cotton production and the local economy. The towns were practically deserted by the 1950s. In the late 50s, however, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers began working on the dam construction project I talked about earlier and created such an economic boon for the area that a new town called Canyon City was established in 1958. The dam was completed and water control began in 1964, forming Canyon Lake. The towns of Hancock and Crane's Mill were completely submerged. Now, I'm not a diver, but I know that scuba diving in the Canyon Lake area has been a big thing for many years. Perhaps if you have any experience with this kind of thing, you can share it in the comments. My food came. I got a cucumber salad, that's gonna go good today, and my fish sandwich. Looking forward to this. Gonna turn you off and eat. I'm back. This thing is awesome. I've had burgers here before, but I've never had the fish sandwich. Catfish, fried catfish. It's very good. All right, so the clouds are broken. Looks like we're gonna have fireworks after all. Everybody's excited about that. If you need help with Canyon Lake or anywhere in between Austin and San Antonio, make sure you give me a call or shoot me an email, text, days, nights, weekends. Thanks for watching.